What's up, guys? What's up, Thousand? My weekend was great. My weekend was great. I will look for some good setups today. Morning, AZ Sunshine. Happy Monday, guys. Thanks. I had a great Easter. I hope you guys had a great Easter as well. Let me share my screen with you guys here. Alright, so I've been looking at this 15-minute. I was looking at this 15-minute bullish breaker unicorn, and once we closed up here, I expected, okay, maybe we're going to come back up. We touched back down into the volume gap. We touched into that bullish breaker, and then now we are just pushing through that level. So I'm kind of waiting to see how this 15-minute, if we start to be a little bit more bullish, or if we close below. We are getting some SMT divergence right now between NQ and ES. We see ES make a higher low. NQ made a lower low. So I'm kind of waiting to see how this 15-minute reacts after sweeping liquidity. But we are very bearish right now. Very bearish. So that's why I'm being patient, waiting. Waiting. Does the breaker determine if the unicorn is bullish or bearish? Yes. So this 15-minute would have been, right, if this 15-minute comes back up. So this was a bullish breaker with a fair value gap inside, which would be a unicorn, bullish unicorn. But we see price really driving down right now, not respecting this level. We're back into this volume gap over here that we have. So price has really dropped. We still have a ton of liquidity up here. On our buy side, a lot of equal highs up here. But for now, look at this structure here. We form right here an order block, fair value gap. Price trades into the fair value gap, breaks below. Another order block here. Another order block here, breaks below. Grabs equal lows here. So we're really trying to head down. But again, we are getting that divergence between ES and NQ right now. We've got like 16 minutes left on this 6 minutes left on this 15-minute candle. So this candle will tell a lot to me. Again, we do still have this sell side liquidity down here at all these lows. A lot of equal lows down here. So if we're going to keep dropping, this is one level of liquidity that price will try to take out. We have a lot of imbalances below. I mean, we're in a 4-hour daily bullish imbalance right now. We have this 4-hour here, right? So we have a lot of bullish levels we could bounce off of. But again, look at this hourly bearish candle. We have really aggressively dropped. So right now I'm going to assume the market is going to continue to drop, continue to be bearish until I see a break of structure right to the upside. I will continue to assume that we are in a bearish trend, bearish market, because we are. I mean, look at this trend that we formed, guys, on the 1 minute. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? So we continue down, making these lower lows, lower highs. We're respecting these bearish fair value gaps, bearish order blocks. We continue to head down, okay? But the one thing I'm looking at is, look how we got a bounce from this volume gap before at market open, or right around market open. We bounced from this volume gap after filling it, came all the way up here, created equal highs above And now we've come all the way back down into that volume gap. Right? We created a bullish breaker here. So now it's just determining in the next few minutes, is price going to push up, break structure to the upside, respecting this bullish breaker? Or are we going to close below, continuing this bearish trend? If we close below, continuing this bearish trend, that's when I'll truly look for some short setups, like off this order block. Right, maybe we push up to this order block up here. But I really want to wait for the next 3 minutes to see what this 15-minute candle does. Because if this 15-minute candle comes all the way back up, respecting this breaker, wicking all the way down below, I do think longs can still step in, but if not, shorts will continue. So that's why I'm waiting, going to be patient for the next few minutes. Kind of see what the market tells me. Like I said, obviously we're in a bearish trend, so I'm not going to just take a trade in the longs just because I think that price could bounce from this level. No, I'm going to wait for that confirmation. I'm going to wait for this 15-minute to close to make sure that I'm watching my levels play out. Okay, so we've got about 2 minutes left on this 15. Remember, when we form these order blocks on a strong trend, we see a lot of resistance or support. So like these 5-minute order blocks are very strong. Okay, and these fair value gaps are very strong in these trends. So when we are in a strong bearish trend and we form this order block or this order block, we see price touch up into it, into the fair value gap, drop. We see price form another order block. Right, so if price comes up here, we could see a drop from this level, right? We could see this act as resistance. So it's something to look out for. So it looks like this 15-minute is trying to close below right now. We only have about a minute left on it. It's trying to close below. Let's see what happens. We still have that divergence between NQ and ES. ES never broke this low. NQ broke this low and started to head up a little bit. But we need to get a big pump right here. We would need to take out this high. Right, if this was going to be a reversal back into the longs, right? Remember, it's a Monday, guys, so Mondays we often see ranging days. We don't normally see ranging days with this many points or this many ticks. But we could expect price to range up and down, right? We could expect that. But if we close below, I could see price really dropping. Alright, so we're about to close. Okay, so this 15-minute closes below, taking out this breaker. Still closing inside of this volume gap, which is still a level that we saw a bounce from, so it's still a level that we can keep an eye on. But look how we formed this 5-minute order block right here. I want to see if we get a reaction off that level. Okay, I want to play really smart today. I want to take smart trades. Don't want to rush anything. Don't want to rush anything today. Okay, but this is an important level here. Oops. Just marking out this 5-minute order block. Okay, so we have this 5-minute bearish order block here. That we have seen price touch into. Again, we could see a reaction. But it doesn't mean I'm just going to hop into the shorts right now. but it's just a level to keep our eye on. We also have an order block above, so we still have levels, and again, we still have this level of support that we're sitting in this volume gap, right? So we got to be careful here. If we look at our higher time frames, this 1 hour volume gap, order block down here. Okay, so we still have levels of support, but again, we do look very bearish. And here's the deal. Even if I wanted to short from here, I would want to keep my risk above this order block. That would give me like 109 ticks if I entered right where we touched into the order block. We could keep it down around like 50 ticks. That wouldn't give us very much room to run. That wouldn't give us very much room. It would only give us to like less than the halfway point of this order block. All right, and look here, we're starting to get a reaction after sweeping that sell side on the 1 minute. Like I said, guys, today is going to be, for me, a day of patience. Really waiting, not rushing into trades, not taking unnecessary risk. That's my mindset today. That is my mindset for the day. Okay, it doesn't look like we have I don't think we have any more news until like this afternoon. So in terms of news, we don't have anything to look out for right now. But look at this stalling at this level. We are stalling a lot at this level after sweeping sell side. Like I said, still a strong level of support. That's why I really have not, that's another reason I have not really jumped into the shorts yet. Alright, if I was going to short, it would be up here. It would be right here. Right, those are the levels that I would have shorted from if I was trading. Up here, up here. Right now, I wouldn't short until I really saw a true breakthrough to the downside, and then saw a good level form that offers good risk management to get into a trade. So that's kind of my mindset right now. Alright, so in terms of your trading on the day, have you guys been taking a lot of trades? Have you taken maybe one or two? All losses, maybe a few wins? What is your guys' trading looking like? Still cash, took the one long at open, nice. Up 400, cool. Well, it's a learning lesson. It's a learning lesson. Up 860 from London. Good stuff. Need to work on holding the trade longer, so you tend to get out of trades quick. You know, there's pros and cons to that. Pros and cons to holding trades. If you have a real level that you're really aiming for, right, then you should be holding your trades. But if you have a problem with taking profit and letting your trade come all the way back down, well, then you should focus on taking that profit when it's there. Okay, so we've lost a lot of volume, so we're just kind of sitting in this level here. A lot of wicks down. We're just kind of consolidating. Doing a lot of consolidating right now. Kind of have to wait for consolidation to stop. We got to wait for, you know, a manipulation move or an expansion move. But I'll never enter a trade when I see consolidation. Sometimes I'll get in a trade and then price will start to consolidate. And there's not much you can really do about that. But if I see consolidation, I'm not going to hop into a trade. If price is just moving up and down, really just sideways, I won't hop into a trade. But once we see a breakout, right, we see price coming up into this order block. Okay, so we are seeing a breakout into this order block. I really do think this could be a setup for the shorts here. Manipulating up into the order block. Alright, the only thing is we're moving so many ticks up and down, we don't have a lot of... it's harder with our stop losses. It's harder with our stop losses right now. Because, I mean, the size of this 5-minute order block is like 107 ticks. So normally I'd want to keep my stop loss above the order block, giving us room to run and touch up more into the order block, but that's harder to do right now. And again, we're kind of caught in between two levels, right? We have this order block above, so I'm still thinking bearish, bearish, bearish. But we do have to be careful when we're in a strong level of support. When we have long wicks down on our 15-minute like this, you have to be careful in these levels. Okay, I've got about a minute left on this 5-minute candle. Yeah, I mean, Mondays in general are not always the best days of price action, but like you said, especially after a holiday. After a 3-day weekend, after a holiday, it's going to be weird. And we had news today. So price action is bound to be a little bit weird. It's 5 minutes about to close. So we formed this just tiny little fair value gap right here. This order block right here. I would expect price to drop. I really expect price to drop from here. Alright, but like, what's our risk here? I'm not in a trade, but I'm expecting price to drop from here. I just don't have good risk management levels, right? But if you took the shorts up here or here, right? I mean, you could take these shorts, but you'd have to have a wide stop. And that's why I haven't entered, but look at that. There's those shorts. Right? And if this is not a manipulation move, if it is manipulation, we're just grabbing that liquidity and we're heading up. If it's not a liquidity sweep, we're going to come down to this sell side liquidity level down here. All right, we're going to take out these lows and so forth. All right, then we'll come down for these lows. All the way down here. All right, like I said, guys, the tough thing about this right now is that we are in higher time frame bullish imbalances. We're in, look at this 4-hour bullish imbalance being respected. This 1-hour bullish imbalance being respected. This volume gap, right? We're trying to push below all these levels. But I don't love to try to short the market when we're in a bunch of bullish imbalances, right? We're in a lot of support. So I don't prefer to short the market when we're in those levels. Although we do look bearish, that's not really what I prefer to do. But like I said, we still look bearish. If you are in those shorts, right, you're looking to hold them to liquidity levels, right? So you're looking to hold them to sweep these lows, right? Or you're just looking to scalp on a day like today. But it still looks like we're trying to drop down to these lows. Okay, but we're not seeing a lot of follow through. We're not seeing a lot of volume in the market. Okay, so I'm trying to, for the people that want to take trades, I'm trying to kind of let you know things I'm looking at, but at the same time, understand that I have not entered in any of these trades, and I'm being cautious about these. But again, these shorts still look good. They still look good, but you just got to be careful that this isn't a manipulation move. Got to be careful because we are in all of this support, right? It's been a weird day so far, for sure. Been a weird day. Been a weird day so far. It'll probably be like this for the rest of the day. Most likely. If you did get in those shorts though, remember to think about selling in this area. Or at least taking profit in this area. Right, if I were to have gotten in those shorts here, I would probably have taken my first TP already, or right around here. Or I would have, held down to these lows. But again, I don't know if a lot of people did get in the shorts, but if you did, remember what I said. This would be a level I'd think about taking profit, at least scaling out a little bit. If you don't want to hold down to the break of the lows. If you don't want to hold down to the break of the lows. Okay, but remember what I said, guys. When we form these order blocks and these fair value gaps on strong bearish or bullish trends, like strong moves, they tend to act as pretty solid support and resistance. Like when you see this order block form on a 5-minute, when we are really dropping, you see these order blocks form, you see these fair value gaps form. I mean, look how price reacted off this fair value gap, dropped. And then we form this order block here, price touches that order block, drops. Right, so they do act as very strong support and resistance in these types of trends. So it's something to always look out for. Yeah, I mean, if you guys are still holding this, remember these lows down here, strong liquidity level. If anybody's in this, almost getting 300 ticks, nice. Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, our market looks very bearish, so I would not try to reverse this market, right? The only reason I'm talking about these support levels is to see if we do get a reaction off of these levels to take us up, right? But I mean, obviously, price is really trying to push us down. You can see that right now. We just touched that low. Again, another level to sell if you're in the shorts. If you took the shorts, another level to sell. Alright, if you did take the shorts, you're balling right now. Pretty solid setup. Solid trade. Again, the next big level of liquidity is down here. The next big level of liquidity is down at these lows. No, I didn't get in any entry. Alright, like I said, I wasn't looking to enter. But I was calling out that level just in case anybody else did want to enter. You know, and I'll do that just because I'm a lot more of a conservative trader. But some people on here are more aggressive, and I still want to, you know, call out certain levels for people if they want to take those trades, if they're more aggressive. Right, so I'm still going to call them out. Right, so if you guys want to take a trade that I'm not taking, that's great. Okay, but I'm a lot more conservative. I wait a lot more for my confirmations. As you guys know, if you've traded with me before, you know, I wait a long time to take trades, you know, unless the setup is there right away. You know, I don't really hop into trades too much. I take like 1 to 3 trades a day. And that's just my strategy, and that's what works for me. And everybody's different. So some people have probably taken some, you know, a few trades already off these shorts and gotten some good profit, right? Probably caught some good profit off these shorts. I mean, even if you entered down here, you know, that's almost 200 ticks down there, right? So that's why I'm still trying to call out these levels, even if I'm not necessarily taking them. And the only reason I didn't take them, right, is because of my risk management. I didn't think it was all the way there, and because we were in support. So those are two things where I'm just like, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for something different, right? But that's my trading style. You know, everybody's got different trading styles, and I think that's what's super important about you guys being here and learning, is you're figuring out your trading style. You're figuring out what kind of trader you are. Are you someone that likes to hold trades? Are you someone that takes a lot of trades, more aggressive with tighter risk? Are you someone that takes less trades with wider risk because you're only taking a few trades a day? Do you scale in heavy? Do you scale in small? What's your leverage? Right, so these are all the things you got to start figuring out, because it's not just about following me trade, it's about figuring out your own style, figuring out who you are as a trader, right? I'm just here to help you along that, help you through that journey. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you become independent, become solid traders on your own. And I know some people are here just to follow trades, and that's great, because that we offer that, right? Some people don't really want to do the studying and stuff. Some people don't have the time. So some people are just going to follow trades, and that's great because that's the service that we're offering. But we're also offering for the people that want to become independent traders, we're offering that education so that you guys can go out and do this on your own someday. Okay, so we're still dropping. Again, we took out this liquidity down here. So now it's important to watch, does price close like on the 5 and the 15 minute time frame? Does price close below these lows? Right, so like on the 5 minute, I think we just closed below, right? So now we've displaced these lows. And it'll be important to see on the 15 minute, is price going to close below and displace, or is price going to come back up and just wick below, indicating a strong liquidity sweep where we could come back up. Okay, so far on the 5 minute, we would expect price to continue to drop because we displaced this low. Okay, we displaced this low, so now we expect price to continue to drop in terms of the 5 minute time frame. Okay, so right now, on the 5 minute, there's no levels for me to hop in on unless we retrace back up into this order block, or we create this fair value gap here on the 5 minute. Those would be levels I would look for. All right, on this 1 minute time frame, we have this imbalance here. All right, this could be a level that we bounce off of, but I'm really looking at the 5 minute and the 15 minute today. That's normally what I'm looking at. Those time frames are the ones that are really going to show me what the market's doing. Sometimes that 1 minute can really throw you off if you only look at the 1 minute time frame. It can throw you off. But looking at the 5 and the 15 can show you a lot more. It can show you a lot more So we're just kind of sitting at this level, moving pretty slow. I do want to know though, who on here has caught the shorts so far in any of this level? Anybody? I know a few people have. Has anybody else caught these shorts? Did anybody else take my recommendation or kind of sit out like me? Okay, good. Okay. See, this is what I like, because you see some people that are catching it, but then you see some people that understand that they don't want to take more trades right now, and they're just kind of sitting out and watching the market. See, and this is how you're figuring out what kind of trader you are, right? You're figuring out, is that the kind of trade that I would take, even though I'm going to have a lot bigger risk? And some people say, yes, that's fine, good. That's your style. Some people are like, it's a little too much risk for me. Probably going to sit out. Right? And this is how we're just figuring out what kind of traders we are. And once you figure that out, then that's when you figure out your plan. You align it with your strategy. And then you stick to your plan every single day, and you don't change. You don't change. The only changing you're doing is adapting to market conditions. You adapt to market conditions. Besides that, you stick to your plan, because you figured out what kind of trader you are. This 15-minute is really pushing up. Like I said, this is important to see if the 15-minute closes below or above these lows. We're pumping pretty hard right now. Again, we have this level up here on the 5-minute. We could see a bounce from. But we got to look at this 1 hour time frame as well, this 1 hour bullish imbalance. Okay, has price respected it so far? So far, yeah, price has closed inside of this imbalance. So then we see what this 1 hour does. We look at a 4 hour. So far, price has closed inside of this 4 hour, respected it. And we went up from there, right? 4 hour order block. So strong levels of support. So now it'll be key to see what we do once price pushes back up into this level, into this order block, 2 order blocks up here. Again, here's this 1 minute. Like I said, the 1 minute is not always the strongest, but sometimes we see reactions off the 1 minute time frames, off this 1 minute imbalance, right? We'll see, do we react off of this bearish imbalance, or do we continue up to our bearish order blocks above? Right? If you're a more aggressive trader, you would think, okay, this could be another level to enter the shorts off of. If you're a more conservative trader, you think, okay, well, we still have room to come back up to our 5-minute order block here, 5-minute order block here. Wait for this 15-minute to close to see if we close below. Right, that's more of the conservative mindset. You're kind of waiting for confirmations to see how certain time frames close. Like I said, we focus on displacement. Right, so if this 15-minute body closes below these lows, that's displacement. You would expect price to continue down. But if the body closes above these lows after wicking down, that would be a liquidity grab, and you would expect price to bounce. You would expect price to really push up, which is what it looks like it's doing right now. So right now we're looking like we're really trying to push up, trying to head for these order blocks above. Well, yeah, we are coming up to try to retest the trend. Right, we've got a steep trend down, pretty steep trend. But again, I don't really focus too much on trends. I focus more on our highs and lows, our order blocks, our fair value gaps. right? Trends are important, but we see our trends with our highs and lows, and I think price, you know, could respect this trend here. We're still closing inside of this 1 minute. So we definitely could, but I think price will come back up and try to retest that order block. And again, if it keeps pushing up and this 15-minute closes like this, guys, I expect the longs to step in. This 15-minute comes up and closes like this. It looks like a real liquidity sweep, and I would kind of expect longs to step back in. But then we would have to also break through these order blocks and break structure to the upside. We would need to break structure to the upside. And if we do that, we would form a bullish breaker here on the 5-minute time frame. Okay, so to me, this looks like a reversal in price setting up. To me, this looks like a price reversal setting up. Wicking down low, really pushing up. Now it depends if we can take out these highs, right? If we can take out this order block, take out these highs, then I think longs will really step in. But for now, if we're retesting this trend, right, and we're testing this order block, and price could drop from this level, right? So now I'm kind of just seeing, are we going to react off this order block, Or are we going to close above this high, or close above this order block? Because if we close above this high and we create a bullish breaker, I expect price to continue up. You know, try to fill this imbalance above, try to go for buy-side liquidity. But if we get a strong reaction off this level, then I would expect price to continue down, targeting our sell-side liquidity all the way down here. And that does not mean you need to hop in right when we enter certain levels. Sometimes we have room to really wait and be patient. Okay, this 15-minute closes in about 1 minute. So far, it looks like this 15-minute is going to close pretty strong up this way. As of right now, that's what it's looking like. Strong liquidity sweep. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Looks like a reversal in price, especially if we form a bullish breaker. If we take out this high, then I would expect price to continue up, probably gunning for imbalances above, liquidity above. Okay, so those are the two things I'm looking at right now in terms of longs and shorts. 15 minutes about to close. And look at that. Look at this close on the 15-minute. That's pretty strong indication of a liquidity sweep, right? As of right now, but we still have these levels above. We still have these levels above to look out for. Okay, we still have to see a break of structure. We still have to see a market structure shift. Until that happens, we're still bearish. Until that happens, until we take out this high and try to take out this high, we're still bearish. Okay, we're seeing a strong reaction off this 5-minute right here. Strong reaction off this 5-minute. Guys, the 15-minute though, this 15-minute just keeps making me think that the longs are going to step in from here. That's what it's making me think. And that might be a little bit of bias on my end, but seeing this long wick down, strong close up, that's what makes me think longs are going to step in. Okay, but if we close, right, if we're respecting these 5-minute bearish order blocks, and then this 15-minute starts heading down, well, this now turns into a 15-minute bearish order block, right? And we come back down, we come back up into that order block, then I'm looking to short it. Okay, so I know you guys hear me talking about long shorts, but this is one of those days where you can see we can't be stuck on one thing. We can't be stuck on just the longs or just the shorts. I mean, we saw that pump at market open, we saw this dump after. Okay, but now we're seeing this pump again. So this is one of those kinds of days where we're expecting a lot of different stuff. We can't just be stuck on one idea. But you also haven't even seen me take a trade yet. You haven't seen me take a trade because I'm really waiting for confirmation today. I want to catch a great trade, and I want to wait for that confirmation. Alright, so what I'm looking for in terms of if I was going to take a long, I'd want to see our 5-minute close above this high, turning this into a bullish breaker. And I'd want to see retracement here, push back up, taking the longs up to this imbalance above. That's what I would be looking for in the longs. Now if the shorts were going to step in, I'd probably wait for the shorts to take out this low, retrace back up into this bearish order block, and take it short, and probably expect the shorts for most of the day today. Got this 1 minute disrespected. We're just not seeing a lot of volume right now, so it's kind of hard. That's another thing. I don't love to trade low volume. I don't love to trade low volume times. I want to see volume pick up a little bit, which normally we'll see a little bit of volume pick up right around, right before lunch. And then we'll see that lunchtime macro. And like 9:10 or 12:10, 12:20, we'll see volume really spike. So those are kind of the times I'm really looking for trades. All right, what are you guys thinking right now? Where are your guys' heads at? You guys chilling? You guys taking trades? You thinking short? You thinking long? I want to hear you guys' mindsets right now. I'm waiting for you, bro. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, AZ Sunshine's waiting. Kev thinks shorts. And what's your reasoning for your shorts, Kev? What are you thinking here? See, I like that analysis right there, right? That's exactly right. When you see a liquidity sweep, you do want to see a more momentum step in for the longs. You'd want to see us really continue. You'd want to see that, in which we're not getting. So that's a good point. That's a good point you made there. Yeah, so, the shorts are still looking like they're trying to continue even after wicking down. All right, so that's why I was saying we'd want to see this energetic push. We'd want to see price really push. And once we take out, guys, if we take out this high, if we take out this high right here, and we make this breaker on the 5-minute, I will go long. I will go long off of this level right here. If we push up past this high and we retrace into this level, I'll be going long. Just letting you know. That's what I'll look for. All right, I'd probably enter right at the entry of this level. Keep my stop down below, probably like 50 ticks. And if we did come back down and stop me out, well then, maybe I'd get a re-entry if we still respected that level, or then I would really think about the shorts, right? If we came back down and disrespected, a bullish breaker. Under 18,450. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, Kev. I know exactly what you're thinking. And that's kind of my mindset too, is like, if we can't push up past this high, then we're probably going to continue dropping. I mean, look at that reaction there. We're not pushing past that high. We're still respecting that order block. See, the 1 minute. 1 minute is still consolidating. You know, we did come up, take out the highs. We came down, took out the lows. Still consolidating though. Five minutes still looking pretty bearish off of this level. Target would be 18,397 all the way down here. Let's check that out. 39725. I like it, targeting these lows down here. Yeah, I like that idea, right? And if you're gonna take these shorts, that would be a good target. It looks like they're really trying to step in here. Now my mind is really starting to think shorts because of this 5 minute, right? This 5 minute grabbed liquidity above and is really starting to drop. But again, we still have we have an inverse on the 1 minute here. Order block down here. So we still have levels that we could still bounce from. But that 5 minute definitely looks pretty bearish. Right, that 5 minute looks pretty bearish. Depends how we close in the next minute. We'll see how we close. But again, if you're going to take the shorts here, where's your stop going to be? It's going to have to be pretty wide. You know, you could keep it at like 50 ticks up to here. Not giving yourself too much room. But yeah, these shorts look like they're still trying to step in on this 5 minute here. Getting that reaction off the 5 minute order block so far. Let's see how this 5 minute closes here. I might look to get in a short position because of this 5 minute here, guys. Let's see how this 5 minute starts. I'm still haven't entered in anything yet. I think I'm looking to get in the shorts here, guys. I just got an entry in the shorts, okay? Just got an entry in the shorts. So my entry is at 454. 454. I'm going to keep a stop above probably about like 40 ticks. You know, this is just testing it out. 40 ticks at like 18,464. I don't want to keep too big of a stop on this. Okay, if you want to keep a wider stop, you can. But this is one I just want to keep a tight stop and see if it runs from here. If it doesn't run from here, the longs will continue. Okay, but I would look to hold this down. And again, this is why I'm just keeping a tighter stop. I don't want to risk too much on this trade, guys. I really don't want to risk too much on this trade. That 5 minute does look like it's trying to push down. 15 minute looks like it's trying to push down. So, you know, if you really like this setup, you could keep a wider stop. You don't have to keep a 40 tick stop like me. You could, you know, have a wider stop if you want to let this run. But personally, I want to keep a little bit tighter of a stop on this trade. I'd probably look to hold it down to these lows here. But we need to see an aggressive drop here. Aggressive drop. Alright, 5 minutes. 5 minute looks good still. 5 minute looks good. Yes, I am in the shorts. Testing them out here. Alright, like I said, the 5 minute looks good. 1 minute doesn't look too good. But the 5 minute does. The 15 minute does. This 1 minute is just really stalling at this 1 minute order block. But if we can push below this order block and really start to push through this fair value gap here, I think we'll drop down to the lows. Okay, remember this fair value gap we could see a strong reaction off of, so we got to be careful at this level. Could see a strong reaction. Okay, if you guys want to take like a scalp, you could scalp if we drop into this fair value gap. If you want to take like a 1-to-1, you know, 40 ticks, could hold all the way down. Again, this 1 minute is the only time frame right now that's really like making me not love this trade. Is this 1 minute? That's the only time frame that's making me not love the trade, is the 1 minute. Just because we have this order block, we have this fair value gap down below, we have this inverse fair value gap, so those are the only levels that are keeping me from loving it. But I mean, if we look at the 5 minute, the 5 minutes starting to look a little bullish here. You know, the 5 minute and the 15 minute they look bearish overall, but we have to see that drop from here or else we're going to pump. But again, if we do pump, you know, I end up getting stopped out. That's why I only played 40 tick. I'm only playing a 40 tick stop. You know, if I get stopped out and we do pump, then I'm going to look for longs if we take out these highs. But for now, just seeing if these shorts are going to step in. Like I said, this 1 minute is the only thing that made me not, the only thing making me not like this trade or love this trade. I still like the trade, but it's just this 1 minute. It's the only thing. So we'd really have to see us push down through this inverse fair value gap, down through this bullish fair value gap, if those shorts were going to continue. But now it looks like the longs are really trying to step in here. One of my stops just got filled. One of my stops just got filled. Looks like the second's about to get filled. Second has not been filled. So I got one of my stops taken out. Second, so I still have some position in this right now. That's a strong drop. That's a strong drop. So I'm still holding. I haven't added into my position. I'm just still holding this one with the stop at that same level. Right, if you guys want to get out completely, you know, around break even, you can. And there it goes. There's that pump again. I'm about to get fully stopped. Looks like I'm about to get fully stopped. Or still not yet. That's another strong drop there. Another strong drop. There we go. There's that drop. Okay, now we just got to see that follow through. Now we just got to see that follow through past this imbalance. Again, if you don't like the trade, you can get out of it. We're back into profit. If you didn't get stopped out, I got one of my stops filled. For some reason, it didn't fill my other stop. Okay, so I'm just kind of sitting in this trade right now. I don't necessarily want to add yet. I don't necessarily want to add just because we're still seeing strong bullish movement here. Still looking like the longs are trying to step in. Yeah, and that's what I meant. We had that 4-hour bullish imbalance, 4-hour order block, 1-hour order block. So we're seeing a strong bounce from this level. So as of right now, I'm still holding my other position, but it looks like it keeps going up and trying to take out that level. It looks like it's trying to go take out that level, so I'm still holding it, but it looks like bulls are trying to step in. Again, we're still kind of consolidating. We're still kind of moving up and down, but look how we're respecting this inverse fair value gap on the 1 minute. It's starting to look like longs are really trying to step in. But guys, remember, if you want to get out, you can get out. Looks like I'm about to get stopped out again completely. Okay, now I'm completely out of that position. Now I'm completely out of this position. Okay, so that was just, that 5 minute is now looking very bullish again. So this price action is very interesting. But again, 40 tick stop. Like I always say, if you are out of commission after a 40 tick stop, then you need to figure some things out. You should not be devastated by a 40 tick stop. That means you really got to figure some things out with your trading if a 40 tick stop ruins you. I'm cooked. Alright, so like I said, if we push up through this high, that's when I'll take longs. If we come back and we retest turning this into a breaker, that's when I would take longs. Okay, just a lot of up and down right now, so a lot of up and down. I mean, you can tell right when we got into that trade, we were just up, down, came down, up, down, right? So a lot of chop up and down once we got into that trade. Remember what I said, the only thing I didn't like about the trade was this inverse down here, this order block down here. Right, we respected both of them so far. So as long as look like they're trying to step in, but we are still choppy. We're still choppy, so I'm going to wait to get in anything else. For now, we still have this order block above. Just a lot of chop. And it's like, every time we try to make a push up, we come back down pretty hard, and then we'll push back up, and then we'll come down pretty hard. So, yeah, I'm going to wait for any other trades at the moment. Remember, like I said, the last, the 10 minutes leading up into the new hour can offer us some more movement. So we're starting to see a little bit more movement, but we're still sitting in this range right here, not breaking out of it. I manually drew this order block here. So the true power hour is the last hour of the market, so it's like 3 to 4 Eastern, 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern. That's the true power hour. Tori runs his session at 2 to 3 Eastern, I think. Yeah, 2 Eastern. So just before power hour. Kind of leading into power hour. So, yeah, I mean, look at this, guys. And obviously, I wasn't going to hold my stop all the way up here because that would have been like 90 ticks, 100 ticks. So, you know, the shorts are stepping in now, but I was not going to hold my stop all the way up to there. And this price action, it's just all over the place. I mean, this long wick up, strong move down, okay. Bears are stepping in. Nope. Strong move up, long wick down, strong move up. Okay, bulls are stepping in. Nope. Crazy, like, candle down now. So it's just so back and forth here. So back and forth. And we're kind of bouncing between levels. We're bouncing between our higher time frame bullish imbalances and our lower time frame order blocks. Okay, I don't know if anybody still is holding the shorts or held the shorts. Probably not. You know, we weren't really offered great risk management on this trade. I don't even remember what my entry was. I think my entry was... I don't even know. I don't remember what my entry was. I got stopped out here at about 40 ticks, so... about here. It was about here, right? So if you got the same entry as me, you would have had to hold at least like a 69, 70 tick stop to stay in this trade. Right? To stay in this trade, which is a pretty wide stop loss, and that's not something that I do. I don't really keep 70 tick stops unless I'm really scaling down to like a few micros. If I'm in a few micros, then I will, but besides that, I wouldn't. If anybody is still holding this trade, right, at this point, you could, you know, scale out, take profit, or hold down to these lows. If you're still holding this trade, right, I don't know if anybody is still holding these shorts or had a wider stop than me. I mean, look at that now. All right, so we had the idea on the shorts, but we just, you know, I wasn't going to take that risk. I wasn't going to take a 70 tick risk, so. But yeah, if you're still holding, this is where you start to take profits here, right? This is where you start to take profits if you're still holding this trade. Okay, so some people took this trade, or some people still held. I did not. Okay, we came down and took out that low. We're seeing that strong move back up now. Retracement move. All right, we're starting to, you know, if we form a fair value gap on this 15-minute, we could see a strong reaction. You know, we could see price retrace up into this, and we could catch more shorts. Okay, you want to see the 15-minute displace the low. You want to see the 5-minute displace the low. But we're in this level of support again, right? That's why I said to take out some of your profits here. You know, if you did take this short, at least scale out. You know, move that stop to break even. Just because of the strong level of support that we've seen down at this level. Yeah, so I'm not getting anything else right now. We formed a 1 minute bearish breaker unicorn up here though. 1 minute bearish breaker unicorn up top. Right, I normally don't use the 1 minute as my everything. I usually use it just for, for some confirmation. But look how we form this high, low, higher high, take out the low, forming a fair value gap inside. So this is a level I would take short from here. If we come back up into this level, I will take it short. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry for the empty space. But yeah, so so right now what I would expect is if we come back up, right, we're forming these equal lows now. All right, these equal lows down here. This low, relative to equal lows. Some more liquidity. So if we were to come back up, right, if price just keeps pumping from this level, and we come back up into this fair value gap here, I will take it short. Again, we formed a fair value gap here. Remember what I said about these breakouts, these breakouts? When you form imbalances and stuff, after a strong breakout, you could see reactions off even the smallest levels. Right, like we see here, small fair value gap, breakdown. Fair value gap on ES, breakdown. Okay, but I won't take any shorts until I see us come back up and retest this level here. Looking at this 1 minute unicorn. Alright, so if we enter into this level, then I will short it. But for now, I'm not going to chase anything. For now, I'm not going to chase these shorts. I know a lot of people are still probably holding these shorts, and like I said, our next level of a lot of liquidity is down all the way here at 378.50. Right, that's our next big level of liquidity if you look at the 1 hour time frame. We have some here, but this is that level down here. These lows would be that next level that you're looking to take out. Okay, that 1 hour just closed very bearish. Look at that 1 hour. Look at our last 1 hour candles are very bearish. But again, I'm not going to chase the shorts right now. What I'll have the patience to wait for price to retrace into this unicorn setup. But yeah, so okay, you're talking about consequent encroachment of the 1 hour. Consequent encroachment of the 1 hour. You're talking about our 1 hour down here. Because we just closed and displaced this 1 hour here. So our next 1 hour bullish fair value gap is all the way down here. Uh, 27th of March. 27th of March. 3 p.m. So this one right here. The 1 hour order block, is that what you're talking about down here? Yeah, so the 1 hour order block, this is definitely a level of support here. This is definitely a level of support. Okay, but I do think seeing this bearish price action closing hard below this volume gap, man, if we come back up, all right, we see this retracement, I'll look for shorts. I'll look for shorts on this level up here. Keeping a stop above. All right, so even if I lose, even if I were to lose that trade, this next trade, if I were to take this short and I lose at 50 ticks, if I were to lose at 50 ticks, well then that would be 90 ticks for me, and I'd probably be done. Okay, I'd probably be done. And I'd probably call it a day, and okay, it's a losing day, that's fine. I'll come back tomorrow. Okay, but I expect a strong reaction. I would expect a strong reaction off this level, but we're starting to form a little bit of a bullish breaker here, so it's something to look out for. Again, the 1 minute is not always the strongest. Look at this 5 minute. I told you we were going to form this 5 minute bearish fair value gap. Another level we could see a reaction off of. We could see a strong reaction off this 5 minute. No problem. No problem, not name. Take it easy, man. Okay, so let's see if we push up into this level. Again, the one thing we've got to be careful of is this turning into the bullish, this looking like a bullish reversal pattern, right? Bullish breaker. So I would need to see a strong reaction off of this 1 minute up here for me to want to take it short. I would need to see a pretty strong reaction. It'd be nice to see a wick up into it. The 5 minute still respecting this 5 minute imbalance to take short. That's what I would want to see here. But again, I'm not going to short a super strong bullish candle. I'd wait to see if we get a reaction off that level. So look how strong we are. Look how strong these bulls are here. Okay, so now entering this zone, I'd want to see a strong reaction off this level here. I'm not going to enter yet when we're seeing really aggressive bullish candles. We're seeing very aggressive bullish candles. I'm not going to enter yet, but if we start to see a drop, I'll enter in the shorts. Okay, still aggressive, still aggressive. No entry as of right now. We're too aggressive to the upside. Yep, we saw that liquidity grab when we saw this 1 minute reversal pattern, right? Bullish breaker form, so that's why you haven't seen me enter in these shorts. Okay, we closed above the fair value gap now, but we're still in the breaker. We're still in the breaker, but look at how strong these bulls are. This is why you have not seen me enter yet. And we still have this fair value gap above, so we could see a reaction. But again, we formed this bullish breaker down here. A bullish unicorn setup as well, so we've got these two levels back and forth. But we did sweep liquidity on the downside, so this is why you have not seen me enter yet. If I was going to short, this would be the last level I would short from up here. And I would look to catch it down into this bullish breaker area, just in case we got a reaction from that level. But for now, nothing. For now, nothing. I would need to see a strong bearish reaction. For any short position, I would have to see a strong bearish reaction. For now, longs are still stepping in. Longs are still stepping in. Okay, that's the next level I'd be looking at. This 1 minute. If this 1 minute gets disrespected, longs will continue. This will be that reversal that, into the longs I was expecting earlier. If this level is still respected, shorts could still step in. Order block above, fair value gap here. Still a unicorn model. It's just on the 1 minute, so it's not as strong of a level. And it's not as strong of a level. That's why we see these longs still continuing to step in. We're coming back up into this 5 minute order block. We're touching this 5 minute order block. Okay, but you got to realize, guys, that I didn't enter right when we touched into this level because of how aggressive we were to the upside. I'm not going to get into a short position when we are very aggressive. Only when I see a strong reaction off of a certain level. If you enter into a short position off of a strong bullish candle, you're going to see yourself get stopped out a lot of times. This 1 minute. Okay, so longs, longs, longs from here. Longs, longs, longs. So that liquidity sweep. Interesting price action today. Alright, so one loss. One loss so far, 40 ticks. For a day like today, not too bad. Not too bad. You guys don't see me over trading. You don't see me taking a bunch of different trades. A day like today is the day that I kind of sit back and make sure I'm taking very specific, smart setups. Okay, so we formed that 1 minute bullish breaker down here. We have a lot of buy side liquidity. We're just kind of bouncing between levels, guys. Like I said, 5 minute order block, higher time frame, bullish imbalances, bullish order blocks down here. So a lot of support and resistance that we're kind of bouncing up and down from. We're about to form a 5 minute bullish breaker as well. We're about to form this 5 minute bullish breaker. If we close above, 5 minute bullish breaker unicorn, that's the 5 minute and the 15 minute are the true time frames that I like this setup in. The 1 minute is just kind of like, it works, but it's not as high probability as using the 5 minute and the 15 minute. Okay, so we're sitting at the top of this level. So this is what I'll wait for here, guys. If we push above, we close above this high, we form this 5 minute bullish breaker, I'll look to take it long, like my plan was earlier, all the way up here, all the way up to probably this order block above. Okay, but for now I'm just going to keep waiting. We've seen like 50 people leave because, well, either people have things to do or they're not patient enough to wait for these setups, right? Some people aren't patient enough to wait for these setups. They see a loss and they're out, right? And I understand some people have things to do, so I get it. But I know a lot of people that left probably are just like, oh, we took a loss. I don't want to wait. I don't have the patience. I'm out of here. Okay, and that's not the best mindset to have. And that's why you see my sessions are usually decently long, right? We're usually sitting here for a little while waiting for our setups. Okay, we're starting to push up. This is that 5-minute bullish breaker I was talking about, starting to form. Yep. Patience, patience, patience. 3-minute OB. Yeah, we have all these strong bearish order blocks, but also, yeah, 3-minute bullish order block forming. What I'm truly waiting for is this 5-minute unicorn here. I want to see this 5-minute close above this high. Bullish breaker form. Alright, low, high, lower, low. Look at our Fibonacci. From there. Right, and look where that first standard deviation is, right at that order block above. Second standard deviation at this order block above, right? So I would expect price to push up if we can close above this level. ES is trying to do the same thing. ES, we need to close above this high up here. So we've got 1.5 minutes left on this 5-minute. Just kind of waiting to see if we form that breaker or not. Okay, right now we're generating a lot of liquidity up here. A lot of relatively equal highs up here. Just want to see us come and close above. If we can come and close above this level, price, and we trade back down into this fair value gap down here. Keep my stop below. Alright, that's the trade I would be looking for in terms of longs. Okay, we got 40 seconds left on this 5-minute. I want to see us come up and close above, making this a breaker. And it's still not doing it. Still not pushing above. We're still trying to close inside of this level. Still trying to close inside of this level. And we're gonna close inside. Alright, still think we look like we're still trying to pump, but unicorn on the daily, huh? My charts are all crazy. This is a unicorn on the daily, you're right. It's kind of a lot of chop, but we do see the high, low, higher, high, fair value gap. But look, those longs are stepping in. Like, I still expect these longs to push. I just wanted to see us create this breaker. Okay, we have this 3-minute order block that you were pointing out. Alright, so this could be another level. But again, I'll keep waiting. I'll wait another 5 minutes for this 5-minute to form, for this unicorn to form. I will keep waiting. And if you guys don't want to keep waiting, I understand, but I'll keep waiting for this A+ setup to form. Especially going into that 9:20 macro, 12:20 macro. You know, got 4 minutes until that level. Yeah, that's what I was looking at too. Because we do have this 1-minute bullish breaker down here. We have this big fair value gap down here. So we have levels down below. I don't know necessarily if we're gonna retrace all the way down. Starting to look like we're trying to make that push already. Strong close on our 15-minute. So I do think longs are going to step in. I'm waiting for that confirmation. I'm waiting for that confirmation. We got 3.5 more minutes left on this 5 minute. A lot of waiting today. This is the setup that I'd want to see. This is the setup I'll wait for. The setup I'll be patient for. So what I'd probably do, so if we close above on this 5 minute, and say we retrace, I would probably just take my first entry with half a lot right when we enter into the, no, I'm not in. I'm waiting. Well, let's say we close above, we retrace right when we enter into that breaker. I would take my first entry, you know, just probably like half a lot, maybe even less here, because we still have room to retrace down here into that unicorn. But I'd want to still have some skin in the game just in case we do see a bounce from that level. I would still want to have a contract in just because we could see that this level have a strong bounce, but at the same time being aware that we could retrace down to this level, not going in a full lot just in case that happened. And strong bounce from this order block again. Strong bounce from this order block like we saw earlier. Got a little over a minute left on this 5 minute. Still struggling to close above. Again, we have this 3 minute order block. Could see a bounce from that level. Alright, we have a 3 minute breaker that formed here. We still have a 3 minute breaker that formed. I really wanted to see it form on that 5 minute, and it's not happening. Not yet, at least. We only have about 20 seconds left on this 5 minute. I want to see it keep pushing here. Keep pushing. 15 seconds here. 15 seconds to close above and forming this breaker. It's really trying to close inside. It's still closed inside technically, but that open right there is, that open would be above, so longs still look good. Although this didn't close inside, this closed inside, the open of this candle is above our breaker. Technically above our breaker. So now I would want to see at least retracement down into this level, down into this fair value gap here. Just because we didn't have a strong close above and we're wicking kind of high. We're wicking up pretty strong. Is this not a 5 minute breaker? Let's see, I can't really see your picture too well. A 5 minute breaker? Are you talking about a bearish breaker up top? Because we're looking at the 5 minute bullish breaker. You're good. You're good. Again, we still have this breaker on the 3 minute. We have this order block. So we could see a reaction off this 3 minute. But we also have room to retrace down to our fair value gap below. Playing the waiting game right now, guys. Playing the waiting game. Playing the waiting game. I'm good to play the waiting game. I've got time. I don't know about you guys, but I have time. We've got a whole day of trading. Got a whole week of trading. We've got a whole month of trading. To me, it's not worth taking trades that I don't love setups just to take them. Just to hope we're going to catch the trade. Just to hope we're going to catch a win. I'd rather have a lot of conviction in a trade that's a high probability setup. And if think about just taking high probability, high conviction trades for every trade you took, your win rate is probably going to be a lot higher. But also your risk management is going to be a lot better because you know what your risk management is going to be every single trade. Trust me on that. I've been there where I take every single little setup I see, and it never really works out in the long run. Unless you are a very good scalper, unless that's your style, that's different. If that's who you are, if that's your style as a trader, then you can do that and you can be successful. But that's not my style. That's not who I am as a trader. I wait for my convictions. I wait for my A+ setups, and when I do that, trust me, my win rate is way higher. Way higher. And my risk management is way better. Okay, so actually this 5 minutes still closed at the top. So still did not form this bullish breaker yet. But again, we do have one on the 4 minute and the 3 minute. We still have a unicorn setup on the 4, the 3, and the 2, and the 1. I just love my 5 minute time frame. Okay, so this fair value gap here will be key. We're just moving so slow, guys. We don't really have any volume right now, so it makes it especially you have to be even more patient. Even more patient. Let me check out. Let's see. Five-minute bearish breaker. It's kind of hard to see up here. I don't see the 5-minute bearish breaker you're referring to. I'm trying to look at it on my chart as well. The only way that we would have a 5-minute bearish breaker is if this actually came down and took out these lows, right? Right, we did have the break of structure to the downside. You're right. But this move up here makes this not a bearish breaker. So that 5-minute candle didn't really do anything there. Like I said, I'll keep waiting. I'll keep waiting, and if we end up just, chopping for the next 10-15 minutes, then I'll probably hop off and just wait for after lunch. Just because we can see that we're just moving sideways right now. We're just moving sideways. We're moving slow. Not ideal conditions for us right now. Alright. Trying to form this 5-minute, like we have this 5-minute order block here. We do have a 5-minute order block, so longs could still really step in from here. We have this 4-minute order block, 3-minute order block. So longs still look good. So for me right now, the reason I'm not taking longs yet is because I want to see that 5-minute. I want to see a 5-minute breaker close above, right? I want to see this 5-minute breaker formed, and then I want to see retracement down into it to get that confirmation. Lunchtime on a Monday. Probably the slowest price action we're going to see. Monday lunchtime. It's a double whammy. But again, guys, I only took one loss with 40 ticks, so I still have plenty of room to take trades today. Plenty of room to take trades today, so I'm not worried. Alright, we're getting close to forming this 5-minute breaker finally. Seeing displacement of these highs would be also pretty key, and then forming an order block inside of the breaker would be key as well. Another strong support level. About a minute left here on the 5-minute. Let's see if we can finally do it. If I can finally get that conviction. Still struggling. Yeah, if this 5-minute doesn't form this bullish breaker, I'll probably take a break until after lunch. But if we do form this, then that's when I'll look to take a trade. So it's going to come down to the next 20 seconds. Lunch is from 12 to 1 Eastern. So right now we're like 30 minutes into lunch. There we go. Alright, we formed that breaker. So now if we retrace down into this order block, into this breaker, I will take it long. If we retrace down into this level, I will take it long. Longs are already looking good. Longs are already looking good here. If you have a unicorn setup within the formation of a previous unicorn setup, which one do you trust? So I would always be looking at that first unicorn setup. But if that one gets disrespected, like say that unicorn setup gets disrespected, then I would be looking for that other unicorn setup, right, that's around that same area. But normally if they're in the same formation, you're going to see both of them being respected. But yeah, mainly looking for that original one. So there's those longs, guys. This is what I was talking about. So for my entry, if I was going to get in now, I'm waiting for that retracement down to this order block here, down to this breaker. I'll look for the longs from there.
Hi, Jojo.
I'm not going to chase price, right? Although we were expecting longs, I'm not going to chase price from here. I'm going to wait for that retracement, getting a good solid entry.
Hi, Jojo.
All right, probably overall targeting it up to this order block above near VWAP, right? That first standard deviation. That's probably what I would be targeting overall.
Hi, Jojo. Hi, Jojo.
Do I have Danny muted or something? I think I have you muted, Danny.
I'll go ahead. You can unmute me. I just want to say something very quick.
Oh, there you are.
No. I wanted to say something very quick.
Oh, what's up?
So this morning, guys, first day of 150K challenge, and we just passed this K. We passed on the negative side, though. We passed the loss limit. Yeah. This morning, though, I definitely just want to say was definitely choppy. As in, not the market. The market gave us the setups. We just went on the wrong side. And all I can say is we'll get back at it tomorrow, right? That's why I said it's not how you start, but how you finish. So guess what's going to happen, right? Is the comeback. So I'm going to have to trade 3 contracts tomorrow, get my drawdown back. Just think about it. I look at it this way, right? 3 contracts, 2 good plays, my drawdown is back, and I'm just going to finish the day right there. That's going to be my profit target. I messed up because I traded. I knew I was a little tired because I've been working on all the getting people back in the Discord. So I probably shouldn't have traded. I might have forced it a little bit, but that's okay, right? You can't, what's it called? You can't look back at the past. You just gotta keep moving forward. So just want to say I'm going to be on at the 50K challenge after JoJo's session. So JoJo, feel it, bro. Have fun.
Yes, sir.
I'll be on. Later.
Sweet.
Peace.
Later. Yeah, guys, still looking for this setup. Still waiting for price to retrace into this level. I like that we formed this order block inside of our breaker. We have a unicorn. So right when we enter into this breaker, I'll look for my first entry in the longs. Right when we enter into this breaker, that's going to be my first entry in the longs. And then obviously, if we retrace and take out my stop, I'll have it at like 45, 50 ticks. Then I'll be looking for an entry down here in this fair value gap. Good afternoon, JB. Well, good morning from here. Good morning from the West Coast. Alright guys, so I'm still waiting for that retracement. Well, that's exactly what I mean. So you guys are pointing out good. See, you guys are catching on, right? You're pointing out good levels. So this is what I mean. Is if we retrace, I want to see us retrace into the breaker for my first entry. Okay, we have an order block. I would keep my stop down here just because I'm not gonna have 100+ tick stop, right? But if we come down, retrace, okay, we stop me out with half a lot down here. Okay, then I'm expecting us to come down into this fair value gap, right? That would be that next level. That's why I'm only going to enter with half a lot if we enter into this breaker. But I'm not going to enter a trade until we touch this breaker. But right when we do that, that's when I'm looking to get in with half a lot. And I'm not going to add into a full unless I saw a strong reaction to the upside. Because other than that, I would expect us to possibly come back down into this fair value gap. So even if I got stopped out with half a lot, I would still be okay to enter into a position if we came down into the fair value gap. But sometimes we're not going to see retracement all the way down to that level. Sometimes we're going to see us react right off the top of this breaker, especially when we formed an order block on the 5-minute right at the top. Alright, so that's what I'm looking at. Okay, we're just moving so slow right now. Obviously, lunchtime volume is low. Lunchtime volume is very low. And again, I'm not someone who's going to chase price. You should never be chasing price. Just because the longs are stepping in, you shouldn't be chasing. Alright, I wait. I wait for my conviction. I wait for price to come down to my levels, and then I execute my trades. That's the kind of trader I am. I personally don't use Footprint. I have looked into it. I have not done my, my full research and full, I haven't used it enough or looked into it enough to use it. I really just study my order flow based off of the charts. Okay, we're coming back down into that level. We're coming back down, so I'm looking for an entry now once we touch into this level here. Once we touch down into this breaker, I'm looking for an entry into the longs. Alright, so the top of this level, like 7150. 7150 is where I would be looking for an entry. 7150 is where I'd be looking for my first entry. Okay, that's the top of this bullish breaker. Again, if you're more aggressive, you could get an entry now just because we're touching this bullish order block. Okay, so I just got my first entry, and again, remember what I said, I only got in half a lot in the longs. I'm going to put my stop down at about 50 ticks because we have potential to retrace all the way down to here into the fair value gap, and that's when I would look for a different entry and for a second entry. Okay, but for now I'm going to keep my stop down at 459. Only half a lot so far, and I'll let you know if I add into a full, but I'm not going to add into a full position right now when I still expect possible retracement down into a fair value gap down here. Okay, but I still want to catch this trade if we get a bounce from this level. Okay, so I'm in with half a lot. Okay. First TP probably around 70 ticks at these highs. Probably around here for first TP. Okay, I'm gonna add into a full. I just add into a full. Okay, and I'm gonna move my stop up. So now my entry is higher. My entry is at 7.4, which means now I'm gonna have a higher stop, just in case we retrace. I'm gonna keep my stop at about 42 ticks at this low down here. And now I'm gonna look for first TP at about 18.48925. Okay, so now it's about 61 ticks for the first TP, and then I would keep holding all the way up to here. So far, good start on this trade. So far, a really good start on this trade, guys. And remember, you can always take a 1-to-1, right? So if our stop is at 42 ticks, you could take your first TP at 42 ticks for a 1-to-1. Okay, I'm gonna hold my first TP to this high, because I really do think that the longs will continue to step in from here. Okay, we're already almost at our first TP. Okay, but again, I think we just hit 42 ticks. We just hit 42 ticks, so if you wanted to take that 1-to-1, you could have done that already. You could do that right now. Alright, so it's up to your trading style. I'm still holding. I want to take my first TP at this level and stick to my plan. Alright, so my first TP is at about 61 ticks. So I'm going to keep holding until I hit that. Okay, but our trade already looks really good. We've already hit more than a 1-to-1. Okay, we've already hit more than a 1-to-1. So don't be dumb. If you like to take your profit, take your profit. Am I in? Yes, I am. I am in. I've been in the longs here. Okay, and remember, if we stall at this level, if we stall a lot, then I will look to take my first TP and just move my stop to break even. Okay, so like right now, if we're stalling a bunch, you know, I'll look to just take profit. But for now, I'm going to keep holding this trade. Because I have conviction in this trade, guys. I have a lot of conviction in these longs. You know, although they don't look like they're getting that follow through right now, I'm still going to hold this trade. Because even if we come all the way back down, even if I were to get stopped out of this trade, I would still look for a re-entry and I would still like this trade. I would still like to take another trade in the longs. Okay, so we formed this fair value gap below. We could see a bounce from this level. Okay, so depending on the type of trader you are, I'm sure a lot of you already took profit. I'm sure a lot of you already moved your stop to break even. And I'm sure some of you are like me right now and haven't taken profit or done that yet. Alright? Like I've been saying this whole session, you've got to figure out what kind of trader you are. You've got to figure out your own style. You got to figure out if you're someone that likes to hold trades or if you're someone that just likes to scalp. Necesito dinero. Well, there you go. You're taking your profits and you're running. Fair enough. Okay, so we're still at, I mean, we're at like 37 ticks. We're sitting around that level. Okay, but again, if you haven't taken your profit and you still want to catch a 1-to-1, once we come up, we pump one more time, you can still take that profit. Come on, let's take out that first TP. Let's take out that first TP. Alright, we're back above a 1-to-1 again. Okay, I might look to just, I might look to scale out, like at least sell a position here because we are above 1-to-1. I still haven't sold yet, but again, we're stalling at this level. We're not seeing that follow through yet. We're getting a lot of stalling. A lot of resistance here. So I'm still holding. Still holding. Because guys, like, when you have conviction in a trade, you realize that you can hold this trade throughout and still feel okay with it. Especially when your risk management is there. When you have good risk management, you know you can hold a trade like this to stick to your plan. Okay, we're about to take out our first TP here. Okay, I'm probably gonna sell one. Alright, so now that we're still stalling here, I just sold one. Alright, so I sold some of my position. And now I'm just going to move my stop to break even and we're going to let this run. We're going to let this run. Look at that. We're going to let this run. Okay, my stop is now at break even. So it's up now at 7525. And now I'll let this one run all the way up to these highs. Possibly see if it'll run up to VWAP. I don't want to be too greedy here. If we can run up to this high up here, I'll probably look to take my full TP. Right, up around 18.5, 10.50. Okay, but now this is a risk-free trade. We've taken our profit. We have our stop at break even. Risk-free trade. Even if I get stopped out at break even at this point, still made money, right? Still made money. Okay, so I'm going to keep holding up until we hit these highs or we stop me out at break even. Okay, so these highs are about 141 ticks from our break even right now. So I'm going to keep letting this one ride. Going to keep letting this one ride. Look at that 5-minute, guys. Look at that 5-minute. These breaker setups have been cashing. These 5-minute and 15-minute breaker setups, even if we don't see price come all the way up and take out this order block, we still caught above a 1-to-1 risk to reward on that, right? Even if we do get stopped out of break even, we're still catching a good trade here. Okay, we're seeing a reaction off that order block, and this is why we took first TP at this level. This is exactly why, because we took out a high, we have an order block. right? So we take our profit when our profit is there. And we move our stop to break even, and then we see if it still wants to run. Okay, so that's why you haven't really seen me move my stop into profit or anything. I'm just going to keep it at break even, see what happens. See what happens here. Just moving so slow. Got our 15-minute time frame. 15-minute looks good. All right, we have a 15-minute imbalance right at our full TP as well. So we've got a lot of levels up here. This is a strong level that I'm looking for price to go to. And that's why you're seeing me still holding this trade. There we go. 250 per count on your 3 XFAs. Good stuff. So we like to see. All right, we're coming down. We're coming down close to our break even now. Coming down close to our break even. Might get stopped out here. Might get stopped out. Might get stopped out. We're getting awfully close here. Oh, oh, oh. Came within about. There we go. Alright, so now we're stopped out. Okay. There we go. So, took our profit, moved our stop to break even, and we're good. Winning trade there. Winning trade, that's what it's all about. Alright. Winning trade. Still caught 60 ticks. Still caught 60 ticks on that, right? So I'll take 60 ticks. I mean, we took a 40 tick stop, or 40 tick loss, and now we caught 60 ticks on that win. Okay, so we just made up for that loss there. Or you might be around break even. Right? Either you made up for that loss or you're at break even and now you're chilling. Now you're chilling. Okay, so we're coming back down into this breaker. And again, I'll probably end this session here. We've been on for about 2 hours now. So I'll probably end the session here. We took good trades. And I think we've done enough analysis to where you guys know why we took that trade. I don't think we really need to do too much review on it. We've been talking about this trade for the past like 30 minutes. We've gone over exactly why we took it, right? So I think you guys should have a pretty good understanding of why we took that trade. Am I wrong? Am I correct? I think we should have a pretty good understanding of that. So I'm not gonna keep talking your ear off here after being on here for 2 hours. Okay, but again, I'll still be looking for the longs. Okay, and if you're still holding this trade, you can still hold this all the way up to this high. Okay, but after this, I know Danny's going to hop on with you, but I'll still be looking for a long setup, especially if we come down into this fair value gap down here. I will definitely keep looking for longs, okay? But I'm going to be done for now. All right, that was a good session, good analysis. We were very patient. We took one loss and came back, made our losses back with that win. Okay, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Patience brought us a good trade today. Okay, guys, so good stuff today. Appreciate everybody for being here. All the people that stuck around for this whole session, I really see that you guys are putting in the effort. You guys are putting in the time to get better. I'm seeing that from you guys, all right? So keep doing your thing. All right, keep doing your thing. We'll come back tomorrow. We'll be ready to do the same exact thing. We're going to kill it again tomorrow, okay? Alright, guys. Appreciate you all. God bless everybody. Happy Easter again, if I didn't say it to you guys already. And I will catch you tomorrow, alright? Peace.